Hello there.
Hello, Nightcrawler here.
All right. Let's switch over. Let's let you guys know that the race is about to start.
Setting up.
All right, everything's working
I'm
for
dumb
me.
or whatever, so I don't have game audio, so I told Restream not to get my audio. You're actually gonna hear it like through my mic, most likely, because I put the TV like high enough so that you could hear it on my mic. But if I
I'm not
close
sure.
mic, I
I'm
don't have
gonna
any game
change
audio
Scorpion's
at all,
cropping
so
in
you
just a
just
sec.
can't
I
use it for the
thought I
Restream.
cropped them
Like I could
correctly.
like open my mic to get audio and then just not talk, but that would be kind of dumb.
All right. So whenever we are ready,
like
these
you're halfway across the room.
whenever the runners are ready, the stream will start.
Yeah, all right.
Do we not have?
We're currently waiting for that right now.
Cool.
It's already on.
All right. So the race seems to be ready, but I'm not sure why it's not starting. Tracker isn't on stream. What the heck? Oh, I'm an idiot. I think. Is there another one? Is there a different layout? Which layout do I use?
What? I hear an end.
I don't actually know what to do right now. I'm going to see if I'm supposed to use a link to the past. Because I generated trackers and there does... Nope, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. There is a Z2R.
Awesome.
I'm sorry about that. I did not look closely enough at the list of scenes. I did not see that there was a Z2R one. So,
So,
both runners are ready, but I don't know why the race isn't starting. Apparently, I think FC needs to... I don't know what FC is, but... Okay.
it's like a placeholder. I think there's a command FC quit, but I think you have to have certain permission to use it.
Well, now
Ah,
Ah, there
there
we
we
go.
go. I just did it
Cool.
and it worked.
Oops.
Awesome.
Cool. I'm learning how I'm learning how this works right now. Yeah, you're on, and I'll see you later.
All right. How's it going this afternoon or night, depending on where you are? Zelda Speedrun viewers. Right now we have a race between TheCowness, who is a longtime Zelda 2 randomizer player, and Scorpion Max, who I don't really think I've ever seen much of him playing before. So either he's an older player that I missed out on, or he's a new player into the randomizer, or maybe he just plays on a different day. Oh, I know who this is. Never mind. Oh my gosh, he got that done fast. All right, well, so Scorpion Max. Oh, sorry, no, that's the Countess. I had him backwards. The Countess. Yeah, he was working on a sprite for himself, a little custom sprite. It is, I believe, the female hero from Dragon Quest IV. This is the first time I've seen it, and yeah, it's pretty rad. Good job. So they both found Rudo, and Countess is just going to top off Scorpion Max, the first one into the spell room. Yeah, life is an okay spell to get. I mean, you don't mind it if you get it. Looks like there's no hints in Rauru, for these races. Now, yeah, these opening seeds are going to be using the Swiss flags, which have hints. You just talk to certain of the people in towns, or talk to some of the walls in towns, and yeah, that will. Well, that's an interesting cave. All right, interrupting myself real quick. It seems that the Parappa Pasture cave led to a little valley sort of thing, if you can call it that, with a lot of caves attached to it, including Death Mountain, and a Hammerblock cave, which is in a sort of unusual position, but it's very cool. It should be pretty easy to remember where those caves are. Sometimes it's easy to forget, especially if you don't have like a good tracking system for that sort of thing. Countess jumped in and into that palace, noped out, because of course, without fairy or the magic key, you're not really going to be going very far in any palaces, unless you just happen to get very lucky with the keys and you go out of your way. Yeah, there was Death Mountain for a second, Jay Cober, but nobody's really checked that yet. Alright, so on Scorpion Max's side, what you just saw was the jump cave. It's going to jump out of that. Right, yeah, sorry about confusing Countess and Scorpion earlier. For some reason I thought Scorpion was on the right and Countess was on the left. We have the grass tile on Countess's side. That's a good one to get. And almost dodged the encounter. Unfortunately, that's going to put him back a couple seconds. No big. The boots, that's a huge find. You want to get the boots early. The major reason for that is the longer you have them, the more time you're saving by traveling on the water. And by traveling on the water, enemies don't spawn until you leave the water and get on to like a graveyard or grass tile. And if you come into contact with any of the enemies on the water, they'll just disappear. You don't even have to fight them. You don't even go into like a road screen. They're just gone. So that saves a lot of time. And you don't have to worry as much about pasture caves either, because you can just cross lakes or go around the coast if you would otherwise need the caves to do that. So that can be a big time saver. Now, Scorpion Max is in Palace 1. Palace 1 is obviously the easiest palace in the game, and it has a decent number of keys in it right now. With these current flags, I believe all of the small items are replaced with keys. Alright, so he should have no trouble here, but it is still going to be a little bit annoying getting all those keys, especially without, a jump spell or anything like that. Actually, I don't think there's any keys that require jump in this palace. Never mind. And we got a little bit of a Death Mountain. We found the other end there, so it looks like there's no pass through Death Mountain in this. No need to take the pass through Death Mountain in this particular seat, which is unfortunate. That's like my favorite thing. Found another town, no doubt. I think that was Rudo. Just saw it out of the corner of my eye. You can't really do anything with Rudo right now except for get the hint for what the spell item is going to be located, but that's a time investment that they don't necessarily get a reward for. Most of the time, you're going to be getting your required spells just as you go, and the chances that it'll happen to be in Rudo is pretty low. So most players will skip getting that hint until they absolutely need to. Now you'll see on Scorpion Max's side, he just chose a life level up. As you're playing, the most useful level up to take is attack, because then you can just do things faster, including getting experience faster by killing enemies faster, which gets you levels faster. But when you level up your life, not only does it increase your durability and decrease the amount of damage you take, but it also refills your health, which early on in the game can be huge. Alright, so we've got the raft. Countess is doing really well here, and he jumped into that lava on purpose so that he can go to the beginning of that screen, which is fairly long, saving about, 5 or 6 seconds. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so 3 seconds sounds about right. But since this is not an especially dangerous overworld, this western part, you don't really have to worry about like game overing or anything usually. Okay, we've got the magic key, so it's easy mode on the Countess' side. Yeah, Scorpion Max did get his first kill against Horsehead, and he took his first sword level. Now, of course, it's nice to get your sword levels early, but it's it is technically better to take your gem level ups later on in the game, or at least try to earn more experience with them, because they'll level you up. They'll give you experience until it gets you to whatever your next level was. So by placing that gem right there, he only gained like 100 or 150 experience, something like that. Whereas if if the next level was sword and it was like level 6, you'd have gained, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 experience. Character appears with the 500 point key bag. That hint in Saria is one of 4 hints that they're going to find throughout this game. So 3 left to go. That tells them that the item in level 4, Palace 4, which is the palace that Karak is inconsequential. They don't really need to look for it, which is a little unfortunate because it's one of the easier palace items to get. But honestly, they've got a lot of items they need already. They're still looking for the glove, though. That's needed in 99% of seeds. And we have Fairy, so things are getting even easier. So I mentioned before, you need either the magic key or Fairy to really progress with any kind of expediency throughout the palaces. Now he has both. Of course, the magic key will always open up doors, so you don't really need to ferry through anything at this point. But it is potentially required in Palace 5, 6, and the Great Palace. So it's definitely still a good thing to have. It could be required. And once he finds Mito, he can get his downstab with the fairy spell, which normally you would get it with jump. We got the P-Bag Cave on Countess' side. Normally this contains a P-Bag. This time it could be something else, something exciting, fresh, the glove. Okay, this is a boring, it's a boring seed. Just kidding. It's a fast seed, that's what it's going to be. But there's not really going to be any tricks in this seed unless Thunder is hidden really well. Or Reflect. Well, Max got his cross, which is certainly going to be nice since he'll have it for the entirety of the Eastern Continent, but it's not required to finish the game. And honestly, if you get over there at good levels, you can take your bops and just power through it. So unfortunately, like Max has found all the wrong items. But that's the thing. One of the more common strategies is to check the overworld items first, because in the amount of time that it takes you to find an item in a palace or to complete a palace, you can pick up several. Oh wow, we got Hammer Cave on Max's side. That was fast. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see what was on Countess' side. It's going so fast. I stopped for a second to check out Hammer Cave. But yeah, so this is going real quick. I think it was a magic container? No, it wasn't. Oh, it was? Okay. Is that... Yeah, okay, cool. That might have been the same one that Scorpion found earlier, or maybe that was from one of the palaces. Alright, so we got level 3 attack from Scorpion Max, that's good. And if this is a spell item that Scorpion Max finds here, or if it's the hammer, maybe a hammer. No. I'm actually gonna say if he finds a hammer, that could set him back because he's gonna search hammer caves for stuff that probably aren't gonna have anything, but they could. Then again, the hammer could be required for New Kasuto. So if he finds a hammer, that'd be pretty good. If he finds a spell item, that'd be pretty good. Medicine, okay. If that leads to thunder, then this commanding lead that the Countess has might not be as commanding as we think. Because I find it very unlikely that the Countess is going to check Death Mountain after he's gotten all these good items. Go us to find the raft. Second hint out of 4. Pretty useless hint right there. Because, you know, it's always going to be in the west. Countess? Oh yeah, he doesn't have enough magic to cast Fairy right now, so he's going to talk to this old woman, or not. Maybe he can't cast Fairy at all right now. No, he can. Death Mountain holds... Oh yeah, so he's already got the hint. Yeah, talking to the people who you would normally turn the items in at with these particular flags will give you a hint as to where the item is. So now Countess realizes that the medicine, which could have potentially really helped out Max make a little bit of a comeback here, he knows where it is. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to go find it, though. So they still need their required spells. And they could need the flute. That's about it, really. Other than that, it's pretty much done. Let's see what the medicine gives. This could be a big deal. Jump. Well, he doesn't have Fairy yet, so we'll let him get Downstab right away. Yeah, he won't have to come back here for Downstab, so that's nice. Alright, and Countess is the first to go east at 13 minutes and 7-ish seconds. And jump is nice to have in Great Palace, if you know how to use it right. Since I think Scorpion Max is a newer player, he might not be aware of, you know, using jump to make the chicken and waffle rooms a lot easier. But he does seem pretty competent for a new player, if he's a new player. I could just not be aware of him. A vanilla runner? Okay, cool. Cool. That's good. What I am afraid of, though, is sometimes vanilla runners have a tendency to try vanilla jump strats with Thunderbird, and unless you're at like attack 7 or 8, that is usually a bit harder. And usually you're not going to go into a GP with attack 7 or 8, so hopefully he's got a normal pendulum without jump in his back pocket. Oh, you know what? The cross that Scorpion Max has would have been nice with the Countess right there. Oh, wow. Okay. That's another death for Countess. That's 1 life left. If he game overs, that's... Oh, and these are invincible aches. Invincible red aches in that lava. So he can't hurt them. So that's a little bit of a comeback for Scorpion Max. If he can find these items that he's missing, which he should, he'll be in a position to at least make up some of the time that he's lost. He's not that far behind. You can't be 20 minutes behind 14 minutes into the race. So it's really just a couple minutes worth of time, I would say. But yeah, he does have a gem, and you know, typically you would say that the person who's placed a gem is ahead. But with all the items that the Countess has, that's why I was sort of giving him the advantage. But yeah, that game over could be very good news for Scorpion Max. He's obviously going to find the raft before he leaves this continent, because you can't leave the continent without the raft. So as long as he doesn't leave the continent before he finds the glove, he should be in good shape. Oh, the glove and the magic key, because the magic key is super useful. Alright, so we had an up and a life refill for the Countess in GP. GP is right near the dock, so that's very nice. Hard to forget where that GP is. Alright, so Countess is going to be checking this desert tile. one of the desert tiles has an item, and the Countess could need more items at this point. He could be good to go or not. It's kind of 50-50 at this point. Taking a little bit of extra time to kill those Zoras. I mean, I know they look like Komodo dragons, but apparently they're Zoras. That's not what a real Zora looks like. Oh, good fairy feet from the Countess. That's a trick that I'm very bad at. But he only gets one chance at fairy feet per per life. So he can't mess us up. Oh, another good fairy feat. There's probably going to be another encounter, yeah. He's probably going to try to get an encounter skip here instead of fairy feet again, because you don't want to gamble with your last life. Yeah, unfortunately, the enemies are not cooperating with him. He wants to get this encounter skip just in case something goes wrong. I believe that's a successful encounter skip. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, he's clear. Cool. And that's going to be the last of the encounters. You can have anywhere between 0 and 3 encounters in the Valley of Death. So he got to the palace, which is palace 3 or 6, and he up an A to restore his health. I think this is 3. 3 is the easier of the two palaces, of course, and the item is pretty free in here. His attack level 2 is not going to be enough to kill these blue iron knuckles, unless they're exceptionally weak. Even with a very good jackhammer, like he just showed off. And he picked up that key, forgetting that he has the magic key. Is he going for this one too? Yes, he is. Okay, a little bit of an opportunity for Scorpion Max to catch up. Yeah, as you collect keys, the way the magic key works in this game, it just stops subtracting keys when you open doors. So if you keep collecting keys, you'll get like A, B, C. After 9, it'll go to like A, and just keep going for a little while. I don't even think it's limited to 6 to 15 keys, as you'd expect. I think it can go pretty high. It's kind of silly. Alright, so, okay, we got, I believe this is an important cave for Scorpion Max, although there's still one more. I'm totally happy with Scorpion Max's chances as long as he checks all these caves before he goes east. Because we know that there's important things here. So that's a great item to have. He didn't really waste any time in Palace 1 looking for keys, so that's not really a loss of time getting the magic key later. Oh, 500 point P bag for the Countess. That could have been an attack level. Chose to get magic instead, I guess forgetting he has the magic key. There's no fairy required rooms in this dungeon, so I can't think of why he would need another cast of fairy right now. Oh wow. Okay, Scorpion Max, sorry, the Countess is kind of on fire with collecting these items. He's getting all of the potentially required items, like one after another. Flute, we don't know if it's required yet. Alright, so we got Fairy for Scorpion Max. Great, great. Good stuff. But yeah, I'd say the Countess's biggest advantage is he's just getting all the items and all the spells that he needs back to back to back. And that's gonna come out to a lot of time savings overall. So even though Scorpion Max is, he's doing quite well, I think that just luck has been on the Countess's side so far in terms of the order in which he's finding items. So now Scorpion Max knows not to search Palace 4, unless he really wants, that level. I mean, if you come across the item room and you got a use for that 500 point P bag, then yeah, absolutely go for it. It's a pretty free room. So you might as well walk in knowing what it is, but you don't want to go searching that out, especially if you find Karok first. You want to just get out of there. Of course, neither of these racers have Reflect yet, so they can't actually beat Karok. That's what makes Reflect, for those of you who are new, that's why Reflect is a required spell, because it's the only way to beat Karok, and it makes Karok incredibly stupidly easy. Scorpion Max leaving the P-Bag behind in the swamp. That's good, yeah. I might have gone for it because I'm a wimp. Countess is doing something a little foolish, going for that blue IK kill. His attack level is just too low for this, though. And so he resets, being a little bit afraid to game over, deep into the palace. I still don't think that was a concern. Maybe he doesn't realize he has the key, and he thinks he has to death abuse. Don't go for this, Countess. You've only got attack 2, buddy. Unless it's a really good attack 2, and that's a really weak blue IK, you're not gonna come out of that pretty well. Or it'll just take a long time, so he needs to just forget about those blue IKs for now. Yeah, I think he is tracking his caves. I can actually see his tracker on this system, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's doing a good job. All right, so we got a little Palace 6, I think, on Scorpion Max's side. I didn't see the entrance, so yeah, it's Palace 6. It's one of the harder palaces in the game, but he has all the tools he needs. One less tool right now, one less life. And we see the easy version of that room on the Countess' side, leading right into... not an item room. Thought it was for a second. But, yeah, Scorpion Max has Fairy. He has Jump. So, he can get through all the rooms. He has Glove. He can get through all the rooms in Palace 6. And with Jump, he can defeat Barba fairly quickly, even with Attack 3, assuming he doesn't slip off that hot noodle. Alright, we have the boss of Palace 3 on the Countess' side. Took a bop. It looks like he can take one more bop, and then the next one after that will kill him, unless he uses his life spell, which he does have, so. Alright, yep. He should have this in the bag. He's in good cornering distance. He can just jump on top. You see the same boss on Scorpion Max's side. Scorpion Max does have a higher attack level. Now this trick you're seeing both of them employ is a little glitch, potentially. Oh, they both died at the same time. Very nice. So that's a better fight from Scorpion Max. Not taking the level yet. There's the level. Good stuff. Yeah, the attack 4 is really going to help out with Barba. I think he should be comfortably able to take on Barba right now. Oh boy. Well, end of the drain. One life left. Yeah, he got to this room. Okay, so the way that the randomizer works, it's going to place... Oh no, don't just take those hits, Scorpion Max. You can't take those hits. Okay, yeah, he's got basically one hit against this Barba. Let's see if he pulls it off. He cannot get hit. No jump. Yeah, that's the thing. With having used his fairy spell and having no extra lives, he can't use jump to do a jackhammer. But it looks like this Barba's not that strong. So, yeah, he could have done this in... Oh, that was close. He could have done this in 3 cycles, probably. Or 2 cycles if he was better than me. Unfortunately, without the jump spell, you're not going to be seeing that jackhammer strat. All that said, he can get another hit in. When Barba is sinking into the lava, he can do a standing hit and then immediately after a crouching hit and get an extra hit. So that's just one thing. So with that in... Oh, yep, dead. twice over, unfortunately. Okay, so he's going back. He should have an extra life. What I'm interested in seeing is if he's going to use that extra life. Don't go for the item, buddy. Oh, don't do it. I'm interested in seeing whether he's going for the item. Alright, yeah. Okay, so I'm interested in seeing whether he uses that extra life. Oh, I see what he's doing. To die intentionally before Barber so he can do jackhammer strats, because I think he is a jackhammer strats kind of guy. Because since he didn't know how to get that last hit in on Barba with jumpless strats. Oh, what was that? Goomus up on the hammer on the Cowness side. Good hint. Could be required. So more luck for Cowness. Or thoroughness in this case. Anyway, it seemed to me that Scorpion Max liked doing jackhammer, and he just couldn't in this case. So, is he going to try to fight Barba without jump first, and then if he dies, go for jackhammer, and then sort of waste that time? Or is he going to intentionally kill himself? Okay. Attack 5, that'll help. Yeah, he could. Barba's worth... I think Barba can be worth 1,000 experience, so that'll take him right past Magic 3 and Life 4. Unfortunately, he is going for the item, which is a mistake. We know right now, which is probably a mistake. We don't know for sure. We know where the flute is. We know where the hammer is. So the item that he gets here in Palace 6 is going to be a heart container. Oh, loop. It's going to be a heart container. It's going to be a magic container. It's going to be the child, or it's going to be the trophy, or a 500-point P bag, or a red jar. He doesn't really want any of those. The consolation prizes for that would be the trophy or the kid. Alright, so now we're going to see Maze Island. Okay. I believe Cowness was searching for New Kasuda right there. We're seeing Maze Island on his side. Normally this is a great place to pick up some items, because it's pretty easy, honestly, to get through these encounters, and there's not that many of them. You just search it like Pac-Man. Especially with the boots, you can skip over a lot of these encounters that you would otherwise be forced to if they're near the river. And yeah, you can get items really easily, but you know what? They have pretty much all the good items in the game. Oh no! 20 experience for Orange Iron Knuckle. Experience is not on their side. Great Fairy Feet from Cowness. He's good at that. I'm horrible at Fairy Feet. Oh, a death. Yeah. Yeah, I think this whole trip into the depths of P6 is a little bit of a mistake, but not necessarily. It's probably going to be a mistake. We'll find out. He's going to have to fight another Rabenak, and then yeah, he's taken the life level because he knows if he finds the item room like he wants to, he's going to fight another Rabenak. He's going to have all this experience. Then he's going to want to up an A to go back to the boss, and so he's going to lose all his experience. I think we have another loop. I think we have another loop on Scorpion Max's side. Oh no, he's going to the boss. My mistake. I guess he's not looking for the item anymore. And he does have enough magic to cast Fairy. You know, if he had leveled up magic... Okay, there we are. I was going to say, if he had leveled up magic, then he might be able to cast Jump after this Fairy room. And so he might not have to sacrifice a life, so that's cool. Unfortunately, that means he's not going to be leaving this palace with attack 6, unless he's very lucky with the amount of experience Barbara drops. Oh no, I think he actually is still looking for the item, unfortunately. I guess I was wrong. Yeah, 556 is great. Like that, you can beat the game on that. All right, we got the item room here. He hopefully will find the child. And I say the child because when you come across Darunia, you want to one and done it. You want to go in there, get your spell. If you're going in already, get your up stab, and then just call it a day. So if it's a child, that's the best possible situation for him. Magic Container would be good too. It's a free life, which is a complete and total waste. I forgot about that possibility. Yeah, honestly, he maybe should have seen that one coming. But new to the randomizer, so you've got so many good items already. The chances that there's going to be another good item in one of the longest palaces in the game is fairly low. It's like one in... He hasn't even really checked very much of Eastern at all. So he's still got all that, and he's got all the shorter palaces to check still. He knows it's not in P4 in useful items, but... Yeah, I mean, it could be that Naburu has Thunder, and then, you just need to find Reflect. No need to be quite so desperate to find these spell items yet. That's pretty awesome, Toaster. Now I kind of want to see for the Countess when he finishes, when he does his sprite, if he puts some more work into it, he should make the raft look like the boat from Dragon Quest IV. That's what he should do. Sadly, no jump again for our champion Scorpion Max. So he's doing it the old school way. But attack 5 seems to be doing him a lot of good. Okay, so Flute is definitely required. Countess is just having a lot of really good luck with these items. I'm a little afraid that Scorpion Max is gonna be so burned. Oh boy, yeah, he likes jump strats. I can tell. I'm a little afraid that Scorpion Max is gonna be so burned on his search for the item in P6 that he's not going to look for the item. And what was it, P2 or something like that? Or wherever Countess found his flute. And if he doesn't search in that palace, he's not going to find the flute. He's not going to be able to do this palace, which is Palace 5. So I'm a little afraid of what's going to happen. Okay, took a little bop there. Didn't quite fall off, but not using jump strats. A little surprised. He seemed like he might have been a jump strats kind of guy. Maybe it's just me and Schmitty, Oh. Yeah, with the Reflect spell, you can block those fireballs, but because there's so many coming out of Barba's mouth, it's actually super hard to block all of them. But if you're close enough and you're in the right position, he actually won't spit any fireballs at all. Or she. Oh no. Oh, why? He could have got attack 6. Oh well, it's all good. Yeah, it is frequently unavailable, and that's one of the things I like about Randomizer. Because sometimes you get to use that stuff, sometimes you don't. Alright, so unfortunately, that palace search could have been very quick for Scorpion Max, turned into a very long affair. He found Barba right off the bat. He did game over, but he did make it a little bit longer for himself by searching for the item. And by a little bit, I mean like more than twice as long. So that is unfortunate. It's going to be an uphill battle for him at this point, going up against the kind of item finding luck that Countess has had with that, I don't know, 5-minute investment down the tubes. But we have seen a lot of good play from Scorpion Max so far, so it could happen. Yeah, isn't it? Great XP. Sure. But they've managed to get good enough levels, so, you know. 20. Oh, the Orange Dara. I hadn't been checking out the Orange Dara. But I mean, I was thinking you were talking about the 20 experience Goomas and 30 experience Orange Iron Knuckles and all that stuff. Not great. Yeah, there's that too. Okay. Yeah. So Scorpion Max, checking that desert location. If he watches this restream, just to let him know, an important item cannot be placed there in the current randomizer. That's always going to be a small item. There's only one desert encounter that has a good item. The beach one, where you would normally get the last magic container outside of Nukasudo. Yeah, but I don't know if he needs more levels at this point. The last art, there you go. My mistake. Yeah. Yeah, the last magic container's in Maze Island, which is totally bogus. Guma sits on the hammer. Okay, you know what? That's a great hint to get. I think that's the one Countess saw. He doesn't have the hammer yet. The hammer could end up being a deciding factor. They both know where it is, but they haven't got Reflect or Thunder yet, and that makes it more likely that Nukasudo is required for two reasons. First of all, Nukasudo obviously has a spell. That could be Thunder or Reflect, and it has two items in it, which could be the spell items for Thunder or Reflect. So the longer this goes on without those spells, the more important Hammer is going to become, despite the fact that they probably don't really need it for the Western continent. Now, Countess is in Palace 5 right now. Oh, did Max not check the hint, the spell hint for the child? That's a little unfortunate. Might not come up. Might not be an issue. Reflex Town. Do you mean Darunia? No, that's his first time into the town. Yeah. Alright, we got Orange Dairas. They're nice and juicy according to Trails. Alright, so I think this palace that Scorpion Max is coming up on, when he finishes up in this region, I think that has one of the items that he needs. He needs the flute. It might be here. Or actually, no, it was in Valley of Death, wasn't it? So this could be a little unfortunate. Hopefully he does Valley of Death sooner rather than later. Alright, Palace 4. Okay, my mistake. Palace 4 is not what he was looking for sure. And unfortunately, he does not have enough magic to do Fairy Feet right now. And I'm not sure if he uses Fairy Feet. I think that's banned in most categories in vanilla. So he might not have much experience with Fairy Feet. I don't know. 200 point P-Bag, not great. Alright, we got Attack 5 for Countess. Yeah, Boss Guma is pretty strong. Pretty strong dude. You know that, of course. Oof, that's a big bop. Yeah, just because you cast life doesn't mean you want to run into hammers. Alright, so he's looking for the second more or less free item. Whereas right now the Countess has found Old Kasuto. Let's see what's hidden here. Could be fire. Okay, it's thunder. That's a big deal. Vanilla location for thunder. It's one spell down. He still has to find reflect. So that is a chance for Scorpion Max to make a little bit of a comeback. Unfortunately, he got the information that Maze Island was a little bit of a bust this time. He can't even really do the palace here, so yeah, it's a little sad. But he can take the river all the way back. He doesn't have to get any more encounters. Yep, Countess is almost full Dig Shake, that's right. Alright, well, you know what, that cross, very nice to have right now. Took a bop anyway, but whatevs. Not gonna get killed like that. Fortunately, Scorpion Max picking up Thunder as well. So that's one thing he doesn't have to worry about. He does still have to worry about the flute. And as we know, it's in a sort of unusual place. If he does not check in the palace that it's in, he's in for a bad time. Hopefully there's a hint for where the flute is. I think we've seen 3 of the 4 hints. Alright, we got an item room, or what's it called? The Risen item cave on Scorpion Max's side, whereas we're at Naburu on Countess' side. This could be his last spell right here. It's a free spell. Flute is in the Valley of Death Palace. And gonna take this orange Daira kill just because, yeah, let's just get that magic filled up. I mean, if you're that close, you might as well do it. You never know when you're gonna have to up an A or something like that. Yeah, both of these runners have very good levels. Of course, Scorpion Max does have an advantage in that. Oh, okay. Well, rip. Hammer requirement. Naburu's got the last required spell. Yeah, he really does. Countess has pretty much just gotten only the required items and only the required spells so far. So, awesome. Yeah, that is certainly true, Amazing Ampharos. But he picked up this spell, so he has the same spells that that the Countess has. Now I'm going to wonder, is he going to go straight back to Maze Island and just do the palace? He's not that far from it. Or is he going to keep on exploring? I think he's seen Three-Eyed Rock so far, so he knows that he needs... the item, and he knows that Karok has a 500-point P-Bag, so he's probably going to keep exploring. Maybe not. Yeah, he's heading straight back to Maze Island to do Karok. Not a bad decision, but you're not going to find the item you're looking for in there. Hopefully he remembers the hint he got earlier, that the item in here is a 500-point P-Bag. If he doesn't remember that, that's not going to be awesome. Yeah, it's fine. He's not going to get much closer in his routing than he was. Unfortunately, he missed the Fairy Feet. Countess is really good at it, and he nails it the second time. Very good job. I'm really bad at Fairy Feet, so I can't talk smack about anything. I think I've gotten it like once in a race. Although I think Three-Eyed Rock is close. Oh, wow. cool level for Countess. Yeah, throw away that 34 experience. Who cares about that? So they're pretty okay. So Countess is full dig shake. Scorpion Max needs the flute, but after that he's full dig shake. All right, the Countess ignoring that P bag. Good choice at this point. He's only got 2 palaces down, so he's got 4 more guaranteed levels, and he's already at 5, 4, 5. You can beat the game at these levels. 5, 5, 5 makes it pretty comfortable. So he's going to be fine in GP as far as levels goes. Don't need any more V-bags unless you want to like optimize your experience gains, but you kind of have to have like a plan for that or get lucky. I got unlucky with my optimizing a few days ago. Wow, that's a buff blue IK. Even at attack 5, that pretty nice jackhammer did not kill it. So Countess pretty much stood no chance of killing it earlier with attack 2. Sing that. Yeah. That was possible to do without casting a spell, but very tricky. Countess finds the item room, says whatever, throws his hands up in the air. I know you guys can't see that, and just decides to pick up the item. He then decides not to pick up the item. Okay, he knows he doesn't need it. I get it. That's fine. He really doesn't need it anymore. I mean, if it was Firelink Thunder, I mean, he'd be regretting it if he didn't get that, but honestly, you're not going to even go into Rudo, so you're never going to find out. That's another boss down for Scorpion Max, so he's actually got the boss advantage, but I'm really worried. I am really worried about, oh man, he should have saved up for attack 6. It's only like another 100 experience. Oh, got the fairy feet, very nice. And fairy seems to be pretty cheap now, so he's probably going to go for the next one too. Yeah, you know, that's it. Oh, Countess. I see him shaking his head. Oh man, just a little bit of a misstep and he lost his footing. That's a very hard thing to do without the jump spell or fairy spell. So he's just going to fairy up there. He doesn't have jump. It's possible, but it's probably one of the hardest things in the whole game without any spells to go up in that direction. Normally in vanilla you go down, so it's not difficult at all. Yeah, we had 444 max last night with Dig Shake and Unos, or 4x4 max. It was pretty good. There's a little gentleman's agreement between the two of them. Alright, we got Helmet Head. Helmet Head is not going to last very long. For those who don't know, Helmet Head and Horse Head actually have the same lower body. They have the same legs, the same armor, the same. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Maybe after you kill Horsehead, like they clone Helmet Head from the lower body of Horsehead. I mean, that's possible, right? Yeah, unfortunately, I believe right now Scorpion Max is looking for the last item location, so I don't think he's found the water location. He looks like he's heading toward Valley of Death, and that would be a good choice. Okay, yeah, he's definitely going to Valley of Death. There are 3 encounters here. He does not have enough magic to do Fairy Feet, which Countess just breezed through with his Fairy Feet. Very good at that trick. Oh, took a death anyway. He gives a thumbs up on his stream. I've done much worse. He ends up casting Fairy anyway. That's unfortunate. He's got 2 more to go. He's going to try Fairy Feet. Gets it. Nice. 1 more encounter. He's going to want to do the encounter skip here. He could just go through it with jump. Bad spawn. Meanwhile, we have the Countess in... I'm going to guess this is B4. I don't really remember seeing which palace it was. Alright, so he got the encounter skip, but these eggs are actually invulnerable, and if he doesn't know that already, I think... Oh, hope you have an extra life, buddy. Thank goodness. Just fairy out of here. Yeah, those red eggs are invulnerable right now, so that makes crossing through pretty tough. The spell would have been nice there. Thunder would have been nice. It's going to up and restore his stuff. Meanwhile, the Countess is making good progress in... whatever palace this is. Okay, P4, yeah. Yeah, if Scorpion Max finds the item room, he will be in a good position. I would still say Countess might be in the lead, but it'd be pretty close. It could really go the other way, I don't know. He knows, I think he's seen, oof. He could have ferried back, but he knows this is an easy palace, and he doesn't need to conserve his lives. Alright, so this is going to be Karak down, unless, he just teleports on top of Countess over and over again, which rarely happens. I think Digshake almost died to Karak yesterday. 300 experience, very meager. Wasn't going to get a level from that anyway. Alright, it does kind of look, just from the way that Scorpion Max sort of faltered before deciding to commit to that jump, it does look that he's thinking about going for the item. I hope I'm reading his mind correctly, because he needs to find this item in here. And hopefully he just comes across it before he comes across the boss. I don't really remember. Maybe it was just in the way. Yeah, here it is. No! No, no, no! Don't leave that room! Don't leave that room! No! Go back! Go back! Okay. Okay. Alright, so Countess wins. That's it. I've made a mistake like that before. Yeah, he knows he needs an item. There's an item room right there. But yeah, if he thought that was the key room... I mean, yeah, there's a lot of other places the item could be, but nothing is going to be faster. Nothing is going to be faster than checking that item room. Now, I've made the same mistake before, or a similar mistake. I know once I was in Palace 5 in a race, I was doing very well, and I came across what I thought was the item room. It was the Eco Key room. And I just noped out of there. So I went from actually doing very well in the race to doing very poorly in the race as I spent the next 15 minutes in Palace 5 trying to finish it, when that was the right way to go. Alright, so maybe he comes across the room again and decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to go through that room maybe I made a mistake in my mind. That's the best thing we can hope for. Because if he nopes out of there again, it's definitely game over. He could come back after the boss, possibly. I think this is the way to the boss, so yeah. Yeah, if he, after he plays the gym, if he leaves, he's done. Because I don't think there's a hint for that flute. And he's not going to want to come back to Valley of Death. Especially with 3 encounters. Alright, so Max, you're going to come back into the palace once you place this gem, right? I'm not going to see an up and A, am I? Don't do it. Don't do... Alright. Okay, so Max's only chance now is... His only chance now is if GP is really, really, really hard and confusing, and he's just slightly better than TheCowness at it, and manages to make it through. Yeah. I gotta say, there's a chance. That, yeah, you know, he could have been tied up with TheCowness, honestly. Yeah, soft lock. I think we still count a soft lock after you beat Dark Link as completing the game. Yeah, there's that. But you know what? He has a... You know, you gotta just win 3 races in these pools to make it to the next round. He's gonna be facing off against me, or someone else like me in the next round. You know, it could be me, or it could be Dig Shake. It could be heaven or heck. You know? He could have a free win, or not, in the next round. So we'll see. Because I think, you know, honestly, I think that Scorpion Max is better than me. If I faced him in a race, I would have to hope that my, you know, just a little bit more experience in Rando would carry me through. Because if it just came down to straight up skills, I think Scorpion Max would have me cornered. So he's not. I mean, this is just the first of many rounds of the tournament, and he is going to have. You know, a lot of time to improve over the next couple weeks. No. I meant me would be I would be the free win. Oh yeah. Cross product, yep. Yeah, he won't make that mistake again. Just like I'm not gonna make the eco key room mistake in P5 again. Yeah, there's always that chance. Yeah, the Alan Heffley, he's pretty decent, but if Scorpion Max gets a little bit better at the rando aspect of this. He might be a bit better than Dion Heffley, I think. I am not really positive. I've only seen Dion Heffley race like 4 or 5 times. I'm not really sure. All right, that's the last gym. He is good to go, this Countess boy. He's going to get that level. Oh, he would have up an 8 already if not. It's going to be... Oh, it's going to be a heart. So, okay. So it could just be a horrible GP, and his lower levels will make it harder. I don't know. Try and come up with something. Yeah, I have. I've spent 40 minutes in GP before. No, I think there was a hint for the P5 item, so I don't think he's going to do that. Yeah, he is. He does know that his back's against the wall right now. He's checked a lot of locations on the overworld. He's checked several palaces. So it is possible he'll check P5, but I think there was a hint. Oh yeah, Gumad Hammer. And Hammer could lead to, any number of items. That's true. He's probably going to dig the item then. Well, yeah, 1 plus Spectral Rock. There's always Spectral Rock. Oh, okay, we're good then. That's right. P5 is flute blocked, so once you get in there, you're not going to need to know. You're not going to need to get that. So, logic. It's good stuff. Alright, we got a little bit of stuffing of the turkey going on over here. I want Thanksgiving to be today. When I was a kid, I hated Thanksgiving food. Now I love it. I live in California. Thanksgiving's never cold. Alright, so GP is looking pretty straightforward for the Countess so far. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, little slipsies. Someone put a little bit of grease on that ledge. It's those darn skateboarders, putting the wax on the ledges, trying to make their skate videos. Turkey can be really good trails. You just have to have the right turkey. And it's got to be dark meat, because dark meat's the best. Alright, that's a dead end for Countess. Not coming back here again. I've never had pumpkin bourbon pie. Pumpkin pie is great though. Countess doing a little stretching on his screen or cheering or something. I think he's feeling good about his chances. He's already, I don't know, a third of the way into GP, and nobody's done yet. So I think he knows that he's probably in the lead. There's a good chance of it. He has to realize, okay, here's Thunderbird. Yeah, good stuff. he has to realize that he got his items and spells in pretty much the best possible order. Dying, however, is not the best possible thing. He's got one more life to do this. Not a lot of magic containers, so he's not going to be able to cast very much afterward. Alright, clipping these Thunderbird's wings so far pretty well. Got a kind of weird pendulum going on. I don't know if you can even call it a pendulum anymore. So things could get out of control if he... Oh man, one more hit might be enough. I think he has 2 more hits though. I mean, for himself. If he dies, it could help. It could help a little bit of a comeback. It looks like he's got this back under control. The pendulum is back. Looks like 3 or 4 more hits, and the bird's down. Yeah, this is done. Yeah. All right. Well, there was that small hope. Now we saw the up and A from TheCowness because he only had half of his life bar. He had like no magic left. He was on his last life, so he really, yeah, he wanted to refill. He wasn't confident that he could make it through the rest of the palace. I say, yeah, that could save you some time. You know, he's being judicious. But I think, you know, sometimes you gotta roll the hard 6 and just try it, you know? Thinking about that P-bag for the briefest of seconds. Well, Scorpion Max is certainly well prepared for GP. Except for, you know, needing another gem. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he does, Trails. If that's what you meant by going down, I don't think that's what you meant by going down, was it? He's motioning to the camera. Alright, here's the T-Bird. There could still be a decent amount of the palace left. There's probably a few rooms. Yeah, we got a fun room here. Looks like an easy fun room, though. Yeah, that's the easy peasy fun room. No bullets? No Pegasus heads? Well, he's got to cast his fairy. So up and A actually was absolutely the right choice before because he wouldn't have had enough magic to make that unless he got a lucky drop. I guess he could have farmed those spots. Ah, Eon drop. He's thinking. Not. Oh, he's going for it. I believe he hasn't seen that many dead ends, so taking that Neon drop is probably the right choice. Then again, he hasn't gone left that much, so we'll just have to see. Yep, you don't have a flute, buddy. Sorry. That's what you're missing. You know, honestly, with the deaths and GP and all that, I think actually Scorpion Max could have done it. I think he could have taken the lead from TheCowness. He would have had a better Thunderbird because he had an extra magic container, higher levels. So he would have been able to keep going after defeating Thunderbird. possibly. He still needed to cast Fairy. That's usually a pretty expensive spell, but could have been a thing. Back in Fairy Room. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay. So that was a bad drop to take. Eon Drop was definitely the wrong move. And he's going to go for the Fairy. He still has some lives in stock. Not sure why he did that. He's just getting... I think he was only down 1 life. And he had the Fairy there if he really wanted to be assured of his success. Yeah, I think if things had happened a little bit differently, yeah, at this point, Scorpion Max would have the victory if he had just gone in that room. Oof. Let me read that real quick. Yeah, if he had gotten the flute when he was in the room with the flute, I think he would have been a little bit behind TheCowness, but then TheCowness's multiple up and A's in GP would have allowed Scorpion Max to pull ahead, I believe. Alright, we have the item room, but it's going to be the wrong item room. Yep. Not what he's looking for. I think he pretty much knows where it has to be. He's not going to be turning in that flute, that trophy. No, he didn't go down this time. Yeah, he is going back to P3, so he's not going to be too far behind in terms of, total time, because this GP doesn't look too bad. So I figure he's going to be like 10 minutes behind TheCowness. Oh yeah, much thanks to our trackers, Lightning and Dark Knit? Sorry. Let me check that real quick. Dark Rid, there we go. Alright, so another good fairy feat. Very nice. I'm gonna have to ask Scorpion Max about that. If he practiced a fairy feat for Zelda 2 Randomizer specifically, or if he was running categories that allowed fairy feat. Or if he's just naturally good at it. We're close to another death. I mean, there's nothing that can stop TheCowness at this point, honestly. But, well, you know what? A fairy required room? He wouldn't have the magic for it. He'd have to die or farm. So maybe? Alright, he's going to take this drop. This is probably the right choice to make, because I don't think we've seen that many dead ends. He knows he has lives in stock, so he's just going to keep going. Here's Dark Link. Alright, good choice to make. Meanwhile, I believe Scorpion Max has found the room that he noped out of earlier. Yeah. There we go. Spawn that dark hero. Okay, actually, I forgot that there's Palace 5 left. So I'm going to say Scorpion Max finishes 13 minutes behind Countess. That's my guess. All right, so get your GGs in chat. With an official SRL time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 38 seconds, the Countess is finished and has picked up his first win in these pools. The sprite that he made is missing a few frames, so we got this going on. Hello, how's it going? I thought I heard Countess in chat. My mistake. Oh yeah, Ace Zephyr has already asked Countess if he's coming in. I think he's going. Alright, we just need to switch audio sources. Can one of our trackers do that? I'm not quite sure how to do that. Oh, Scorpion Max is about to throw in a forfeit. No, it's just not done yet. You just started working on it,
I
Trails.
looked for the item in 6 after saying I should have just...
Let's see if he wants to come on in. I think Scorpion's about to, yeah, he's about to turn off his stream. Hopefully he drops in. Yeah, if he had grabbed the flute, it would have been very close. Hello, how's it going?
Hello.
So, Countess, you got your first win of the pools. Congratulations,
Yep.
man.
Yeah, it was okay seed, I think. There was definitely some sloppy parts, but I found the items I needed like right away, pretty quickly. Got good luck, I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are noticing you were finding pretty much everything you needed to find in order, and nothing that you didn't need to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like when I went to the East Continent, I think I started jumping in palaces too early. I probably should have looked for spells first. Because I did find like Palace 4 on Maze Island and couldn't do anything in there, so I had to immediately leave. That was probably one of the biggest mistakes I made. But then Reflect and Thunder were the next two spells I found. So if I had looked for spells, I probably would have been ready to go into palaces pretty quickly anyway.
Yeah, but actually, I think Scorpion picked up Palace 1, a long time before anyone did any other palaces, so he had that lead on you. But of course, it's Palace 1, so that's like a 2-minute palace or something.
Yeah, I didn't even find Palace 1 at first. I just jumped straight over to East Continent after I found all the items plus the boulder.
Yeah, that's definitely a good strategy. Going for the easily accessible items first, so you can knock out more of those, so you can sort of narrow down what you have to look for in Palace.
Yeah, plus with like Great Palace on the west, like you can just start like hit all the palaces on the east, hopefully without up A-ing, though I had to do it after Palace 4, I think both times. But and also Valley of Death was over there too. It was kind of rough to get through.
Hey, Countess, I gotta say, you were doing really, really well with your fairy feat. I think I mentioned that last time I commentated one of your games, but you're quite good at that.
Yeah, I was pretty rusty on it on the couple of practice seeds I did the last week or two, but I was really good at it today, fortunately. Just when it counts, I guess.
And I was surprised, despite being fairly new to the randomizer, and I don't know if Scorpion Max is going to jump in, so I'm just going to say it now. Scorpion Max actually was pretty decent at Fairy Feet. I'm not going to say he nailed it 100% of the time like it seemed like you did, but he was doing pretty well with it. So either he practiced for Z2R or he runs, one of the few randomizer types for the vanilla that allows it. But he was doing pretty well with it.
Well, he's been in some of these randomizer tournaments as well, the Z2Rs. I don't know if he was in the first one, but I want to say at least the last two.
Yeah, I guess I'm hearing in chat that he was in the last Max Rando tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about your sprite, the hero from Dragon Quest IV, or heroine, however you want to put it. Is this its debut?
In a tournament, I streamed it a couple times. I made it myself like over the last week or so. Decided it would be more fun to do that instead of practicing. So.
Yeah, I've certainly done that. You know, I think for one of these last tournaments I was in, I was like, well, I could practice a bunch of seeds and impress people, or I could make a new sprite and impress people. Let's just make another sprite because I know I can do that.
It turns out it's a lot of work to make a sprite for this game. It's like 16 2x4 sprites, and you got to plug them all in and change the palette. And
some of them are shared between different frames.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job with that. Are you gonna put the ending frames in there, or are you just gonna leave it?
Maybe, I don't know. I know that's missing, and I did make a sprite for like the standing pose that's facing the screen, but I figured since the randomizer didn't use it for main items, I just didn't bother plugging it in. But I may as well follow through. I just didn't feel like doing it for the first match.
Right. Yeah, but no, it was great. Very good job for a sprite, I'd say, or at least for. I don't know. Do you do sprite work for other things?
Not really. I've done some of I'm a lot better at doing edits like this one than starting something from complete scratch. But I've got some friends that do pixel art.
Cool.
But it's never really been my thing.
Well, I'd say you did pretty well. So I'm guessing, because I know you do some. You're also in the Dragon Warrior community, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually took the world record in Dragon Warrior 4 a couple weeks ago. That's
awesome.
Why I did that with the sprite.
Did you take it from...
Ness Cardinality.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought he got a world record a few months ago. So
yeah, I got it in November, then he took it back in February. Some Diener took it, then a couple weeks later, Ness Cardinality got it back.
Yeah, I watch him sometimes in his races. It's pretty fun to watch. And, I'm sure he's going to be looking to take it back from you. I don't know how easy that's going to be. It's a long game.
Yeah, he's mentioned he's thinking about it. I know he said he's currently doing a bunch of RPGs for Follower Special this month. He's been doing Final Fantasy, but we'll see what games he goes to next. Right.
And I'm sure you're looking forward to the update in Smash. It could be even a week from now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not female hero, but they do have male DQ4 hero in there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was hoping they'd throw in the female versions of 3 and 4, but I guess it's just that they're shorter, and so their hitbox would be different. And that point, it's kind of like it's an Echo Fighter. So I guess that's why they did it, but still would have been nice. Congratulations on the race so far. Any questions from the chat for Cowness while he's here? Anyone? And so how are you feeling going into the rest of the tournament?
Feeling all right. I think I can get into the brackets. That's my goal pretty much. I think you only have to win 3 out of 5 for that, right?
I think only 2.
Oh, okay. It's even easier.
Halfway there. Yeah. But then again, in your next round, you're going to be facing off possibly against Unos or something.
Yeah, well, if I had lost, it might have been against Dig Shake, so.
Yeah, right? That's not much better. Or no.
I'm really, honestly, not a fan of the Swiss round flag, so I'm kind of hoping I get further into where the flags are a little more enjoyable for me. There's some things that I don't like the free candle and stuff that make it a little easier at the start of the seed, and I think one of my strengths is being somewhat decent at a hard start to the seed. So playing with a little harder start flags would be advantageous to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm with you on that. I don't really like Swiss flags. At least these are modified Swiss for the new randomizer that include hints and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more exciting than last time. I think the hints do add some flavor. But
yeah, I'm also glad that it's like random on the 3-Eye Rock and New Katsudo being hidden versus I think last tournament they were always set on.
Yeah, that definitely adds some flavor to these games.
So last tournament you had to like 100% every single seed because flute and hammer were almost always required.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think Candle makes things a little boring, honestly, like you.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at identifying monsters in the dark, and that's like pretty much the only skill you need to be decent at not having the candle.
Yeah.
Flying enemies are still a pain, and Geld Arms.
Geld Arms, yeah. The bouncy cats.
Yeah.
A little bit, but they're not too bad. I guess the worst would probably be, even the red dyers aren't that bad in the dark.
Yeah.
Once you get the
worst by far would be lava encounters in the east.
Yeah.
It's just so much worse in the dark.
I want dark palaces. Do you want dark palaces?
That'd be interesting.
Let's hope it happens someday. All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. You got another race next week. Hopefully, they don't put you up against Unos, or maybe you get that win anyway.
Well, if I go 1-1 into round 3, maybe I'll have a better chance of winning in that round. So it all balances out, I think.
Yeah, and of course, I'm not saying that you would have no chance against Unos. I'm not saying that. I would have no chance against Unos.
If I had a really hot game, maybe. If I was at my average, I don't know. But on a good day, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, you gonna be casting return back to Zenithia now, or how does that work?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. But anyway, yeah, we got another race coming up in an hour and a half, a bit. Yeah. No, sorry. Let's see, 11. So just 30 minutes, I think. My mistake. And if there's any other stuff going on ZSR, I'm not quite aware of that yet because I'm not sure where to pull up the schedule. But thank you very much.
Cooper and Dr. J PhD coming up in a half hour.
Yeah, Jay Coper and Dr. J, they're both pretty good racers. Haven't seen Dr. J in a while, so it'll be nice to see him race again. Hopefully they get a restream. I don't think they have one yet. So, hello.
Hello there. Now stream can actually hear me. So, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a restream for that. I don't think we're getting any commentators, but tomorrow we should be having Victor versus Schmitty on another Z2R. And later that day, OOT Randomizer Freaky Friday. That looks pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much for the update on that. So, keep coming back. We got lots more randomizers coming in, and thank you very much for viewing us. Thanks to Zelda Speedruns for restreaming us, and
thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.
Take care.